last summer in the summer immersion course, and this summer also in 2010, I'm going to be their teacher of Arabic, one of their teachers, but not only the teacher of Arabic language for this summer immersion course. Actually, I'm not that lucky to have my 30 minutes of talk. Well, the last 30 minutes before the lunch break, so probably all are focused now on lunch break. But I'm going to hope that we're going to focus more on business language vocabulary teaching. Sure, it's going to be more focused on the Arabic language business vocab teaching and how there are the strategies that we use or that I used in class during last summer with my students. And actually this is not like, this is only sharing my experience with them, with you, this 30 minutes or 20 minutes. So our goals for this talk are, by the end of this presentation, we will have known more about teaching Arabic and business vocab, the what, the why, the how, the when, and I'm going to give some recommendations at the end. Starting with the what. What do we teach? What do language teachers teach in general? Well, that's a very wide question, but yeah. We teach vocab, and we teach structure, and we merge between vocab and structure by language skills, which are, we already all know, receptive and productive, listening, reading, speaking, and writing skills. So actually we're going to focus more now on the talk on the vocab and on the skills, how to use the vocab, or how to teach or how to learn vocab, new vocab, business vocab throughout the skills, throughout the listening and speaking and reading and writing skills. Actually there are some characteristics of business vocab that I might think of. They should be bound to the objectives of the students. And they should be flexible, responsibility, which means that, for example, if I start the course with some vocab that is not to the focus, that is not focused to the objective of the students, I should reconsider it and should put another curriculum, or at least modify it. Also the interdisciplinary, which means the view across the curriculum. I should have an view on the whole curriculum, not only about some parts of the curriculum. Intercultural dimensions, sure, because it's not only language, it's culture also. The global dimensions, the impact of Arabic worldwide, which means that, okay, I'm now decided to do business on the Middle East, but that doesn't mean that I'm learning Arabic in Egypt, that I only know what Egyptians speak or how Egyptians speak the dialects, and this sure that we know the, not problem, but there's a dispute between the dialects, the Arabic dialects around the Arab world and the standard Arabic. But we're talking more about the standard Arabic language. Generativeness, holistic in concept, not isolated from what the word is, which means that I need in class to give them what they will use outside the class. Not only like using the material that I have, but changing this material accordingly to what they have in mind and the objectives that they have in mind. Team teach, school-oriented, sure, which depends upon the school and upon the curriculum that they have, and developmental, which means that this year I've done something and I'm going to change it to better and modify it to better second year. What business vocab is used in? Sure, it's used, this will take us more on outside the class, giving inside the class what they will use outside. For example, phone communication, listening and speaking, for skills used. Internet, short articles related to needs, they're going to surf into internet, they want to read some articles in Arabic. Word documents, newspapers, like for example, this is an Egyptian newspaper. When he, for example, the student gets to read it, he should, like, when he reads the headline, should get the idea and start reading the article. And of course, this is Hosni Mubarak, our president. So these are, for example, some stuff that we will use, the skills that they learn inside the class, outside. Text communication, SMS, Facebook, whatever. Autobiography, how to use autobiography and biography. Book reports, how to even make a book report. Diagram, which, for example, they're saying plan, a geographical plan, economical plan, whatever. Diary, history, philosophy, and scientific papers. Now to the why. Why do we teach business language vocab? First of all, to allow students to expand their languages. And this is one of the main targets that we have here in Lauder Institute. Widen breadth and increase accuracy in the language, in the focus or in the curriculum that they have regarding their objectives. Mastery and practice of advanced and superior level oral language proficiency, and that's the same actual point. Allow students to expand their knowledge of the target country and culture. As we said, it's not only language, but it's culture. But I'm talking in my talk here on the strategies of the language teaching or the vocab teaching inside the class. But for sure, the culture part is covered with the visits and cultural visits that are one of the parts of the program, summer immersion program. Also to develop content domain knowledge through the target language about the target country and culture, which is probably the same point. Now, how do we teach? And that's, well, the main part. The strategies we use, or I used, actually, in the last summer class. Using the media. How can I use the media? I can use it using the 3 or the 4 language skills that I have. Reading, listening, writing, and speaking. In which way? If we check the reading skill, what do they need to read? What do our students need to read? Headlines, as we just said, newspaper headlines. Like for example, we have this headline in Arabic, نقاش عربي لخطابي أوباما ونتنياهو. For example, when he sees this photo, he knows that, for example, this is a discourse or a speech. So this is khitab. This is the new vocab. Underlined, and niqash is a discussion. He should have known this. Obama and Netanyahu and Arabi is a very well-known adjective. So in the headline, I really focused on the new vocab that I need him to learn. General Motors تعلن بيع Hummer, so the same way. أمريكا تهزم إسبانيا بكأس القارات. All these headlines in the newspaper. Also, he needs to read books, relative books, sure, to his objective and to his or her curriculum and school references. Like, for example, this we have سورة العرب والمسلمين في المناهج الدراسية حول العالم. The image of Arab and Muslims in the curriculum, study curriculum, school curriculum around the world. And actually, this book was very interesting when I read it with my students last summer. Articles, wherever they are, different topics. Fast reading. What's supposed to mean fast reading? Fast reading, for example, he reads an article. He shouldn't know the exact meaning of each and every word. And I wouldn't be giving him a list. This is the practical way, a list of vocab, so that he memorize it before or after the class. No, I don't like this. For example, he should know how to fast read an article in order to know the context of it. Like, for example, 40%, 50%, that's very good for me. Like an article like this. I gave him, for example, 2 minutes, and then I put it off, and I ask, what have you understood? Street signs also. Well, actually, we use the streets. So he should, like, for example, know a sign like this, masjid, in the Arab word. What does it mean, masjid? ممنوع الدخول, it's prohibited to enter. For example, شارع سيدة أم كلثوم, street of Kulthum, number 19. Doctor, this is for elections, for example, they put it like this. And this is more like language and culture at the same time. Reading to summarize, this is also another skill inside the skills of reading. He should know how to read a passage, a paragraph, a book. Not a book, we use book reports, but how to read to summarize. How to take the most important points out and then do a summary. This was for reading skill. Now we merge the listening and speaking skills because, as we know, they are already merged. Now in my talk, you are listening and then you will be speaking, I'm speaking and then I'll be listening, so we can't actually separate them. One of the most important and most actually interesting exercises exercise that I've been doing with them was how to debate, the skill of debating. For example, we select a topic, and this is actually a very famous program that's called الاتجاه المعاكس in Al Jazeera channel. Of course, those who are interested in Arabic word or in Arab word or in Arabic culture, they know Al Jazeera channel of Qatar. It's very famous news channel. This program is based upon the debates. There's a topic, and the presenter invites two people to talk, and one says yes and one says no, one is with and one is against, and they start to persuade each other or the presenter or whatever they have to do with the topic. And actually, for example, we talk about democracy, we talk about Arabic language, is it the language of, for example, of the future or not, like some points that are discussed throughout the current workbooks, throughout the current events that are happening. Also movies, not supposed to be like disregarded from this skill, because when we say movies, there are Arabic movies, and Arabic here, we have Fusha movies, which MSA, Fusha means the Modern Standard Arabic. We have Arabic movies with Fusha, with the language that is standard, and we have Arabic movies with dialect. And the dialect sure differs from country to another. We have also for example, the movies that are put into sound, Arabic sound put into an international movie or an American movie or wherever. Also, we put the Fusha sound for the actors. So that's actually good and interesting for them because they already know the topic and they already have seen the movie in English, and then they are starting to see it again, but in Arabic language. Also, the daily discussions inside the class, we use any of the current events that's happening in order to make them on or updated to what's happening around us, and we discuss, and throughout the discussion, we point out I point out the mistakes, but you just don't stop them while they're on the process in order to have more courage while they are speaking the language, and then give them the points that you have taken out. Also, this is a listening exercise. For example, this talks about مفوضية شؤون اللاجئين تحتفل في لبنان باليوم العالمي للاجئين. We will see this لاجئين, which means refugees. This is the word that I'm stressing on that I need him or her to know and to learn. So he will listen to a passage. Oh, there's no sound. Okay, suppose to listen to this passage, and then I give it to him written, and he tries or she tries to understand and read what she has been listening to for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then see if she is or her understand or him understood what they have been listening to. Also, there's another type of this exercise, which is I give him the passage while he is listening to or her to point out over the blanks the words that I want him to stress or her to stress on it, and then he or her start filling the blanks. Also, another type of exercise, which is the news bulletin. And actually, we have on YouTube many news bulletins from the same channel, Al Jazeera channel. The news bulletin of the day. I mean, for example, if I have today a class, I can in the morning go and it's only 1 minute or 2 minutes, Google and then download it and use it inside my class. It has, for example, 4 or 5 news, and each news is put into a headline down. So he can, if he doesn't understand all what he's listening to, he can read the headline of the news and know what this is talking about. Now to the writing skill, which is the fourth and last skill that we have. First of all, this is important, a very important part in Arabic language, which actually let us Arab people know if this person knows Arabic well or not, which are the connectors. Because these connectors are very wide, we have a very large variety of connectors, and I give them before this, I give them cheats before the class in order to use them. For example, we have organizing idea connectors, how to organize the idea, and the introduction and the presentation and stuff like this. We have the dialogue connectors, and they use these dialogue connectors when they are debating the topic to say how I'm against this idea and how I'm with this idea. Also, we have the agreeing and disagreeing connectors with the same point that we have just said. So these connectors is a very important part to talk within, if it's business language or whatever. So it's a very important part to cover. Also, how to write a telegram, a barqiyya. What's a telegram? It's a very, very short message, and we use this in the Arab world, either to give a wedding congratulations, or to give a success congratulations, or a death condolences, or wherever. Examples from this. It's only like a sentence. I don't know if this is also in the States or not. If it's a sentence only, and they pay for each word like a certain amount of money, yeah. And this also should be known by the students in order for future relations with the business parties. Also, how to write a letter, the formal and informal letter. More often, the formal one, for example, for his the hierarchy that he had in the company or wherever, and the informal also is important. We have another point: how to write the report and how to write the book report. Or how to write a report, for example, about a visit that he had. For example, I made my students write a report upon the same course, like a feedback, and it's also at the same time a report. Writing articles actually takes more time. In the writing skill, we intend to have it like with less percentage than the speaking and listening skills because of the OPI exam. Mainly concentrate on the listening and speaking skills, but if we have time or if it's customized course, we will give them more articles and more types of articles to write it with the introduction, presentation, and conclusion. This is another type of an exercise, a writing exercise. He sees this or her picture, tries to think about it, reflect for 2 minutes, and tries to write a comment. This comment could be word, sentence, whatever. And afterwards, we collect what he has or she has understood from it. The first point is the when. And actually, when do we give our students business book? The exact level and the exact level for business vocabulary teaching, actually there is no exact level for teaching business vocab, but my idea, and I'm sure welcoming any other points of view, it's not given to novice level, nor to the lower intermediate level, starting from the upper intermediate, going through the advanced, and ending with the superior. That's the right time to give business vocab. Ending with my recommendations. Actually, it's very important to give like 5 to 10 minutes each week with each student to have feedback upon the curriculum, upon the strategies of teaching, upon this has been very, very useful to me in the first summer course because we actually did some modifications because we have like our students, they are the most important thing that we are looking for. So if we don't meet their expectations, then we are doing another thing. And in teaching, we should teach what they want to learn, not what we want them or what we want to teach them. Students also must feel that he or she is graduating from easier to harder level throughout the course. He must feel that he is now taking something and then he will take another harder part so that he feels or she feels that there is a process or a progress in the level. Also, we should motivate our students by choosing, actually this is my idea also, by choosing the best student of each week, and it was very interesting with my students. And teach through Arabic, not about Arabic. Also this is for the structure and grammar part, because it's very important that when I give, or when he understands or she understands grammar, rule that he's or she's using it on the spot. Not only, that's it, I memorize it and that's it. Working group in class, and we need to challenge our ideas. Why are we doing this in the old way? Why am I doing as a teacher now to serve my students? What am I doing to serve my students out of the class, as I started saying? And give more communicative learning. Students do not learn what we teach, they learn what they want to learn. At the end of this presentation, you have known more about teaching Arabic. We have gone through the what, why, how, when recommendations for the business, teaching Arabic business vocab. And I am ready for any questions, and hopefully I have finished right in time. So, any questions? Ready. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Chinese for